Welcome back, guys. This is a video simply enough about driving test faults. We're going to try and talk about serious faults, dangerous faults, and we're also going to talk about minor faults. In the driving test, you're allowed up to 15 driver faults or minor faults. You're allowed 0 serious faults and 0 dangerous faults. Some people ask, what is the point of this? Well, this is pretty much the only way that the examiners can check or kind of grade you on your driving test. There's not really any other way of doing it. You've got to think about yourself when you're going into the driving test as a perfect driver. As you drive along over those 35-40 minutes, you're going to pick up faults, be that minor, serious or dangerous faults. This is the only way they can really check your standard of driving. An example of a minor fault would be something like maybe just breaking the speed limit for a short period of time just by a few miles an hour. If this was a recurring fault, if this just came up again and again and again and again, this would become another minor fault, and eventually the examiner would say to themselves, this is becoming something which is serious, and then they would probably give you a serious fault for it. A serious fault is somewhere that you've made someone change speed or direction. So for example, you're driving along the road and the examiner wants you to turn right, major road to minor road, and you turn the steering wheel a bit early and you cut the corner and you drive on the wrong side of the road and you just don't know whether there's someone in that new road and you just got lucky. So that would be put down as a serious fault because there is a potential there for some kind of change speed or direction. So you've made someone potentially change speed or direction by turning in on the wrong side of the road. A dangerous fault, we can use that last example as a dangerous fault. You cut the corner, major road to minor road, and you cut the corner, and this time you can't see in, and as you go in, a car suddenly pulls out of that junction and you have to either swerve or slam the brakes on, or the examiner grabs the wheel or hits the brakes. That would be deemed as a dangerous fault. At any point in time, if you get a serious fault or a dangerous fault, you will have failed your driving test. The examiner won't tell you this. They will keep quiet and they will continue with the test until the very end, and then at the end they will basically tell you that you've failed your driving test. Okay, so that's roughly how you can tell the difference in grading. Sometimes the examiners will have faults which aren't even worth, so to speak, the ink in the pen. Now they do it all iPads, which is understandable because of this day and age, but they will see faults such as, like, maybe you're a bit slow to move off. They'll think, well, it's not really worth marking on the sheet, so we'll just keep an eye on it. If that was to happen again, they might make that into a minor fault. Again, if that continued, that would become probably a serious fault because there's an area that you need to work on to improve to become better. How to avoid faults? Well, really simply, just be prepared. Take your driving instructor's advice, take regular lessons, try not to miss weeks, try to reflect on what you've done week in, week out. It's really important that between lessons you focus on what you were doing, what you think you want to do next time, what you want to improve on. It's no good just turning up for a driving lesson and doing the lesson and then forgetting all about it, and then next week coming in and saying, oh, what do I want to do? I'm not really too sure. I just want to drive around. Really try and focus in on what you did well, what you want to improve, and what you want to gain from the lesson, pretty much. I hope that's been some help. If it has, please like, subscribe, and maybe even put a message up on our video. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time on the next video.